As part of our ongoing enhancements to playlists, we're deepening the control you have on what content counts towards playlist completion. So what's changing? Employees with admin controls or playlist permissions will now be able to determine whether an asset is either required or optional in the calculation of playlist completion. Configuration is super simple and can be done in one of two ways. Firstly, within the admin dashboard. On any playlist, you will now see a new option on the right-hand side that allows you to mark the content as either required or optional. You will also see a pop-up providing with further guidance on what this means for your playlist. And you will see optional content is marked at a glance within the content asset list. Second, admins or employees with Team Manager playlist permissions will now see an edit option next to any content within a playlist. Simply click on the ellipsis and adjust the content to either required or optional. By default, all content added to a playlist is marked as required. For example, files, videos, links, and playlist links are set to count towards playlist completion. Please note that currently it is not possible to make these configuration changes if the playlist has been distributed from another hub. Employees will now see an optional tag within playlists when the content does not count towards their completion stats. And as a reminder, completion is highlighted in 3 areas on the platform for the employee: the progress bar displayed within each playlist, the duration of the playlist itself, and the awarding of a playlist badge for the completion of all the content. Additionally, platform admins will see completion stats in reports within the admin dashboard, so any changes that are made by an admin will be reflected in the employee's progress against their playlists. Optional content brings a whole host of different ways you can use playlists. Let's take a look at a couple in action. When new employees begin their journey within your organisation, there'll be a set of universal resources for all employees, and specific content for the function and team that they sit within. By creating a universal company onboarding playlist for all employees, and an onboarding playlist relevant for a specific team, it is now possible to include assets which are only relevant to that team, and then provide links to the universal onboarding playlist for further required content. As well as reducing admin duplication of having the universal assets in many other playlists, it just simplifies your reporting. For example, a team manager will be able to report on how a new team member is progressing on their onboarding as a whole without having to piece together a picture from multiple playlists. Say you've created a playlist around a particular subject. You will have identified several assets that provide a base level understanding of that subject. These would be considered as required assets that all employees need to consume. However, you may have additional resources or reading materials to deepen the employee's knowledge of the subject, and these will be marked as optional assets. From a reporting standpoint, you can now measure how all employees are developing their foundational skills, but also recognizing who has invested more time in upskilling themselves. On the subject of recognition, 5app allows you to reward employees on playlist completion through badges. If you are unfamiliar with badges, just take a look at the badges walkthrough video in this playlist for further information. With optional and required content, it is now possible to award badges for the completion of multiple playlists. Let's take you on a quick run through of how to do that. Create a master playlist that you wish to be used to recognize the achievement and assign a badge to it. Within this master playlist, add links to other playlists that need to be completed, ensuring that playlist link is set to required. The employee will now see a badge to unlock in their profile, and when opened, the overall progress of that badge will be based upon all the required playlists linked to the master. Admins and those with permissions will be able to report on the progress towards the playlist individually, as well as the master playlist that represents the overall progress. For more information about this release or any other playlist enhancements, please speak with your dedicated CSM or support team.